What up, what up, what up? It's your boy D back at you with another video. Forever gang in this bitch, you feel me? So with the Royal Rumble upon us, I am going over my personal Mr. Forever's list of top 10 Royal Rumble matches of all time. Royal Rumble is one of my favorite events every year. Sometimes Royal Rumble I enjoy more than WrestleMania because of the surprises. You never know who's in the matches, and the matches are just absolutely chaotic and wild. So without further ado, here we go. Number 10, capping it off with Royal Rumble 2005. The reason why I put this one on here, I think everybody knows why, is Vince tearing his quads is one of the funniest shits I've ever seen in my life. And then you had the Batista, John Cena. I like this because if you really want to go off of surprises and not knowing who was going to win, this one takes the cake, bro. Like, this is one of the ones that take that cake of you didn't know who was going to win. And you had both the futures of the company between Batista and John Cena. Now, how the hell they flew out the ring and both their feet landed at the same time is magic and crazy and wild as you possibly can think. But the fact that it happened is nuts. And you got to give credit to that and respect to that, and because of how fucking awesome it was. And that's honestly why I put it at number 10, was because, like, yo, I really like, that's one of my favorite final twos just because of how entertaining it really was. And the fact that they both lost at the same time and they still made it so entertaining, and obviously to see what they went on to do is incredible. So definitely had to add Batista and John Cena Royal Rumble 05 in there. Number 9, the Women's Royal Rumble 2019. I thought this Royal Rumble was so dope. I thought it was really good. I like, especially, this is like the real rise of the man. Becky Lynch winning this Rumble was incredibly important. This is when she was like as hot as ever. And she was really on fire working these matches. And when Becky comes out late, wins the Royal Rumble, and first person she gets in there with is Nia Jackson. She just punches her dead in her face. I really like that dynamic. I liked, Naomi kind of being like the female Kofi Kingston with the tricks and shit. And I liked how Casey Catanzaro stayed alive in this match. Wink, wink. Hopefully we get to see both of them in the Royal Rumble, but maybe not Naomi because I know she's still finishing her contract. Or Trinity, because I know she's still finishing her contract out with Impact Wrestling TNA, but next week TNA. So I know she's still finishing out her contract. So we'll see what that's going to be. But Casey Catanzaro, aka Katana Chance, I think she could also play that role because of how small and crafty she is. No freaky. But I really like this Royal Rumble. I thought this Royal Rumble was really dope and hard hitting. And you got to give a shout out to the ladies on this one because this Royal Rumble was competitive as fuck. Number 8 on my list, Royal Rumble 02. I believe 2002 was the Royal Rumble where the Undertaker got drop kicked out by Maven. I'm almost positive that's the one. And I remember that should be like one of the most wild what the fuck moments. Like, this Royal Rumble also had Mr. Perfect in there, which is dope. One of my most underrated wrestlers in my personal top 10. This Royal Rumble had a lot of strong, dope moments. And also, you had one of the biggest, probably babyface runs of his career, which is Triple H. Triple H came back super brolic, super jacked, and has one of the greatest returns ever at Madison Square Garden in 2002. And Triple H goes on to win this Royal Rumble. And he eliminates Kurt Angle. And I think this Royal Rumble was absolutely fire. You had a lot of star power in this Royal Rumble as well. And the right person won, more importantly. Now, did Triple H and Jericho deserve to win and deserve main event WrestleMania? Absolutely fucking not. But I really like this Royal Rumble. I thought this Royal Rumble was very, 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 very strong. It's one of my personal favorites, and it's one of those ones that I remember vividly. Number 7, Royal Rumble 2020. I think this Royal Rumble has to be on there alone because it was like that last spark of fireworks and moments that we got to see literally right before the world shut down with the pandemic. Honestly, first off, if you guys don't know, my favorite wrestler of all time is Brock Lesnar. Brock is my guy. I am a Brock Lesnar guy all day long. That is my dog. And with Brock starts the match. First off, Brock went in as a WWE champion. You know how wild behavior that is. Brock literally entered the Royal Rumble as the WWE champion and tried to win the Royal Rumble so he could challenge himself and not have to work WrestleMania. That is insane. But Brock enters the Royal Rumble. You had his moment with Keith Lee, which was fucking nuts. And then you have his first moment with Drew McIntyre, and Ricochet kicks him, and then Brock Lesnar gets Claymore out of the ring for a humongous pop to get him out of the ring. You have the return of Edge, now known as Adam Copeland. You have the return of Edge for the first time in like 10 years, and the pop was tremendous. Earth-shaking. It's one of the biggest pops of all time, and we got to see so many different just talents in that ring with Edge and Randy Orton, Edge and AJ Styles. Like, what? That were Edge and Reigns was in that Royal Rumble, bro. Like, and then like that ending sequence, I don't know what it is, especially when you think that Roman Reigns is gonna fuck around and win the Royal Rumble, especially back at that time, he was still labeled as the big dog. This is before your tribal chief. And every time Edge would do Roman Reigns would have you beat, and he would start to get hype and try to get ready for that spear. He runs and does a spear, and Drew McIntyre Claymore kicks the shit out of him and then throws him over. The pop was nuts, and it was rightfully deserved. I think the right person really won in this sense. So that 2020 Royal Rumble to me was absolutely so fucking dope. Number 6, Royal Rumble 2017. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of motherfuckers in my chat. Like, why the hell do you have Royal Rumble 2017 on your top 10 ever? It's because it was so fucking funny. Like, this Royal Rumble was hilarious. Randy Orton winning was so dope. First off, that RKO rings with the nastiest RKO. Like, that shit was dirty. But I thought this Royal Rumble was really just fucking fire. I thought it was fire. Like, because you have, first off star power alone, that Royal Rumble, name-wise, was nuts. You had Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, and The Undertaker in the same Royal Rumble. Ladies and gentlemen, that is fucking insane. Like, what? I didn't know what we were about to get in that Royal Rumble. You had a spear, you had moments from Goldberg and The Undertaker. Goldberg throws Brock out immediately. You had a lot of different parts moving in that Royal Rumble, and you really didn't know who was going to win that Royal Rumble. So, and when Reigns went for that spear, and Randy Orton him with that RKO and threw him out, it's kind of random, but it was kind of like entertaining. Like, this wasn't the best Royal Rumble match. I don't think anybody would ever tell you this is the best Royal Rumble match. Some people are not even going to have this on their list, and that's A-okay with me. But for me, you're asking me for me, in my opinion, and my entertainment purposes, Royal Rumble 2017 is one of the funniest matches I've ever seen. This shit had me dying laughing. Number 5, Royal Rumble 2018. This is where we're splitting hairs, ladies and gentlemen. This Royal Rumble was hot fire. First off, from your NXT call-ups to like your Adam Cole's in there, and I believe Andrade was in this one also. Then versus, you have the iconic Rey Mysterio returns to a huge pop, and Rey Mysterio came out working better than ever. He looked way better than from when he went out after WrestleMania 27 or 26, I believe. After he came back, he looked fantastic in phenomenal shape. He was flying all the way around the ring and got to like that top 4 or 5. And that stare down they had of like the old era versus new era of Cena, Randy Orton, and Mysterio against Finn Balor, Nakamura, and Roman Reigns. That stare down of the old school versus the new school made me feel so old because, like, yes, I still watch wrestling now, but like, I am a 98 baby, aka I am a ruthless aggression child. Like, that's my era. Ruthless aggression was like the era that I grew up watching as a kid, going nuts. every weekend. So that was like a very iconic era for me, and that was like a kind of great stare down, and still watching how like the old guys still were able to put them over. And if you listen to like that final 6 of Cena, Orton, Mysterio, Balor, Nakamura, and Roman Reigns, you do not fucking think Nakamura is going to win that Royal Rumble. Especially in that time, the 2 years before that, nobody gave a fuck to see Roman Reigns win in 2015. Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody gave a damn to see Batista win in 14. So I think we were so used to not getting what we wanted as the Royal Rumble winner. When Nakamura won, it was absolutely insane. It was such a dope moment and such a strong moment. And I gotta have Royal Rumble 2018 up there because I think it can hang with one of the better Royal Rumbles, period. Number 4, we have the Women's Royal Rumble, the first inaugural Women's Royal Rumble in 2018. Now, congratulations, Asuka won. Asuka won this Royal Rumble. She deserved it. But to me, I have this in the top 5 because this Royal Rumble was so fire, and then the return and then the debut of Ronda Rousey after it kind of put it over the map for me. And then you think about the first one, so you saw the legend in there, Molly Holly's in there, Beth Phoenix is in there, Mickie James is in there, Trish Stratus is in there, Lita's in there, Jacqueline's in there. There were so many Tori Wilson was in there. There were so many great Hall of Famers that were in this Royal Rumble that, like, you really and they did such a great job. Your Sasha's is in there, your Bayley's in there, your Becky's in there. The only ones who weren't really in there were Charlotte and Alexa Bliss because they were both champion. There was so much great talent in this Royal Rumble, and I think they got it right. Only thing I think, Asuka winning this Royal Rumble was absolutely great. I loved it, but why was Nikki Bella in the top 2 was kind of beyond me. That was like the only part where I was like, make it make sense. But this Royal Rumble was very strong. It was so great. Definitely got to give a props up to the women. And the reason why I put this in here was because if you look at a lot of the other Royal Rumbles, this Royal Rumble really changed the game for the Divas division and elevated them into the following year main eventing WrestleMania. So I don't think without this Royal Rumble we get everything else we got with the Divas division, and you don't see stars like Becky Lynch and Charlotte become as big as they are now, especially without Ronda Rousey. And I might want to do a video on Ronda Rousey later because people sleep on Ronda Rousey and they throw a lot of salt on Ronda Rousey, like she didn't do a lot for WWE in that women's division. But I digress. So we're going to move on to our number 3 pick, Royal Rumble 2023 for the men. This Royal Rumble, first off, we had to shout out my boy Booker T coming out in his hometown. Fire. Absolutely fire. Brock is in it. You know I'm biased. You know Brock was in the Rumble. He got eliminated by Bobby Lashley. But that stare down between Brock and Gunther, oh my God. Oh my goodness. Gunther has one of the most impressive performances of Royal Rumble history ever. Like, they went to fucking bat over there. And then, more importantly, the right guy won. Did he win from the wrong number? I will be the first person to tell you, yes, he won from the wrong number. But, yes, my boy Cody Rhodes is in there. He came in at 30. And the best part about the Royal Rumble sometimes is that match between the match, a.k.a. the final 2 people in the ring. And Cody versus Gunther, to me, has a main event match all over it, which is one of the reasons why after you're going to see my fantasy booking on how I think Cody and Gunther will cross paths eventually. But I think, this match was so fire, and the way like Gunther was chopping the shit out of him, especially with that torn pec that Cody Rhodes had, they literally just worked so well together, and Gunther had one of the most impressive Royal Rumble performances of all time. So you got to give credit to this Royal Rumble, and especially it had one of the most viral moments of Ricochet and Logan Paul colliding in the air, which was absolutely insane. You got to give credit to this Royal Rumble match. Like it or not. Number 2, I got Royal Rumble 2007. This hurts. These two right here, these two Rumbles right here are just, oh, you really gotta just, you're just splitting hairs with these two Rumbles right here. But Royal Rumble 2007 to me as the best Royal Rumble match within the match ever of all time. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. Bro, they both needed to win this Rumble, and you did not know who the fuck was going to win this Royal Rumble. Oh my goodness. I feel like they wrestled for like another like half hour or whatever it was. They fought tooth and nail. Absolutely tooth and nail for the chance to main event WrestleMania for the title. And I think they did this match. They did this so much with so much justice that you can't ever knock this match. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anybody not talk about Royal Rumble 07 and what we got in Royal Rumble 07. This was moment after moment after moment, and the blood and rated RKO in the final 4 with Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, and the way Shawn Michaels got rid of them. Bro, what? This shit was so crazy. This was such a fire Royal Rumble for me, and like I love this Royal Rumble to where, like, honestly, I wanted to put it 1A and 1B, but I can't do that. I had to rock with one. So that means number 1 is Royal Rumble 2001. Easily, hands down, the most impressive Stone Cold Steve Austin Royal Rumble win, as he is the only wrestler to win 3 Royal Rumbles. But bro, can we talk about the moments that were in this Royal Rumble? Absolutely nuts, bro. You're talking about, first off, the Big Show did return. We're talking about the very first time Kane set the record of the most eliminations. He threw like 11 people out. Kane looked so dominant. We're not talking about corporate Kane, bro. No. We're not talking about team hell no Kane. This Kane, when Kane was Diesel, 01 Kane, Kane was brolic, and Kane was just whipping everybody ass. And this was so fucking fire. The people in this match were nuts, bro. What? This had to be one of the most random Final Fours, too, because it's like, your Final Four in this match was Stone Cold, Kane, The Rock, and Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn's one of the most underrated, like, wrestlers in the company, like, I mean, ever. Like, you don't ever hear people talk about how good Billy Gunn was in the ring, but you see why he works with the Acclaimed, and you see why he was a coach on NXT before he left. Like, Billy Gunn is very talented in the ring for sure. But, like, you didn't, like, between Stone Cold and The Rock, you have no idea who was going to be the title of the final 2. And you didn't get that. You get Stone Cold versus Kane. And you see, if you watch this Royal Rumble and you see those chair shots that Stone Cold was giving Kane to get this motherfucker out the motherfucking ring, he not only did Stone Cold eliminate Kane to win the Royal Rumble, but he made Kane look like an absolute star. Which I'm surprised they didn't give Kane really anything bigger for that WrestleMania because of how they made him look in the Royal Rumble. And honestly, I think you have to go with this one, number 1, just because it set up the greatest WrestleMania of all fucking time. Okay, so like it literally set up the greatest Royal Rumble with the greatest WrestleMania of all time. Is a mixture you cannot have. It's something you can only imagine and you can't even make up. So that being said, I have chosen, with the physicality in this match, the blood, just like the first time you saw blood, second time was with the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels in 07, hence number 2. With that being said, this was my Royal Rumble 2001, was my favorite Royal Rumble of all time. Thank you guys for listening. Let me know what you guys think about my list. Show me your list in the comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I duck no smoke. Thank you guys for listening. Please do what you guys got to do. support your boy, and I support you back. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once again, I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. And until forever finds you.